Hello, my name is Jan Puls, and I'm a senior analyst in outcome software and consulting with over 20 years of experience in widely understood analysis. For the last 3 years, I've been taking part in projects involving the use of Camunda and DPC. And what is Camunda? Camunda is an open source BPMN process engine that enables the automation of processes, in example, sales or customer service. It has two versions, Community, freeware, and Enterprise Edition. And what is a DPC? DPC is an acronym that stands for a Digital Product Center. Digital Product Center is technically based on Camunda Community Edition, but it considerably extends its functionalities, adding several features like process management and control, monitoring, as well as tools like document generator or form generator. DPC is a low-code solution. It means that almost no coding is required while you create a process or modify anything in the process. This factor improves also the safety of the solution. Using DPC, a business person can model a process, create and modify user forms and document templates, check the progress of a selected instance, or monitor the number of instances in each step of the process. To give you a glimpse of the capabilities of DPC, I shall make a short presentation. First, we go through a few steps of a sample application form. Meanwhile, we monitor the application progress in a control center for Camunda. Next, we modify one of the existing forms by adding a new field into it. And finally, we modify the BPMN process definition by adding a completely new step. Okay, let's start our sample application form. This is the first screen, and I provide my personal data, check the required consent, and select third. Okay, this is the second screen, so let's move to Control Center for Camunda and check the instance progress, okay? Here is the diagram of the process, and as you can see, there are several instances on certain steps. For example, in summary, there are 2 instances, one is here, one is here. 2 are here and 8 are here. It may be the clue that something is wrong with this form and it may be should be investigated, but we won't do this today, okay? So let's check the details of our instance. And first, what we see are the variables. The variables, for example, my telephone number, my email address that I've just input, and we can check the diagram and we see that our process has moved through contact data and we are now on ID card scan form that corresponds what client sees on his computer, okay? So let's add some more information. I'll provide my ID card scans. My personal identification number, my ID card number, okay. Date of issue, let's say it's 1st of March, valid indefinitely. And street name, house number, zip code, city. Okay. And let's come back to our control center for Camunda. I refresh the data and we see that on the diagram, our instance has moved from the ID card scan through personal data to address data, and we are now on additional data form. Okay, that was quite easy. Now let's imagine that in our application, we would like to collect some more data. For example, I would like to collect the customer title for the purpose of future correspondence. To do so, I would like to add a new field on the first screen with the name and surname on the contact data. So I need to use a DPC and the part of it called forms management. We call it also formulator. Let's see. Here's our here is the list of the forms, and this is the form I need to modify. You can check it by opening the preview. Yes, this is the right screen. So I need to find the part of the configuration where are the inputs, and it's here. I add the new control. I select drop-down type, and I need to configure it. First, I need to input the variable name for the new field I will be collecting. Next, I need to add a label, your title. And for empty dictionary, value will be please provide or select. Sorry. Select your title. Good. I need to add the values for the list that customer will be able to select from. Okay, so first key one will be yes or miss, and key 2 will be missed. And one last thing, I would like this field to be mandatory, so I need to add validation. Select the type of validation as a value required, add it, and error message I leave in the default one. Okay, I apply changes. One last thing, I would like this field to be on the top of the form, so I need to move it up and check the results on the preview. Wait a moment, and here it is. There is a field, your title, and it's required. Okay, I need to save changes. Yes. And we start a new, completely new application to see the results. It's here. As you can see, we have our newly added field on place. That wasn't complicated as well, right? So finally, what I would like to do is to add a completely new step, a completely new screen to collect information about customer liabilities. I've already prepared such form, so I'll show it to you in a preview form, of course, first. Just 3 fields, 2 selects, 1 input. Okay, so if I have this form prepared, what I need to do is to copy its ID. It's very important because we'll need to paste it in a moment. I move to a BPMN management section, hot deployment, and choose our diagram. So here is the whole diagram of the process, and I would like to add a new step, a completely new form, right after the first step, contact data. Okay, so I put a new task here, make it user task. Let's call it liabilities. And here, form key. This is why I needed to copy the ID of the form, because I need to put it here. And one last thing, I need to copy a part of instruction for the software that produces the screen from the formulator into our process. So I need to copy it from a listener, so-called listener, from another step, and add it here. So I add create, not Java class, but delegate expression. Okay, save new version. And once again, let's check the result. I start a new application instance. I need to provide my title. Validate that once again. Click. And here we are. Here's our newly added form, newly added screen in the process. If I fill it in, for example, the data, and move next, then we see again the third screen with uploading the ID card scans. Okay, so this brings me up to the end of my presentation. And as you can see, in around 15 minutes using DPC, I've been able to check, monitor the initial process, modify one of the existing forms, and add a completely new step with a final effect ready on production. I hope you found it interesting and thank you for watching. Cheers.